technically at this point I have not finished the last book in this last TBR. However, I don't want there to have to be any sort of pause between TBRs. So I'm going to create the next one now. We are starting this one at 26:31 because of once I finish that other one. And I suppose I will just kind of hold off if I happen to receive any between now and then. I don't think I should. I think it should take me pretty quick, but it's time to create the new TBR. And this could be a little different because you may notice those shelves, that closet's closed. So I moved around the book wall. I made it look nice, and since I made it, oh fuck, my bookmark fell out of this. I was on page 23, I believe. This is a terrible bookmark. So instead of grabbing stacks like I did last time, what I'm going to do is I can only pick off the top. So I have a number of stacks around the room. And again, we do still have to go in order. So I'm going to go and find the books. Obviously, of course, my Kindle is always in play, whether I want to be or not. But I'm going to find those books, and then we'll share with you what the next TBR is. Alright, I'm back. I think I managed to get not only everything except for the new releases one, but I did also manage to completely clear out the little stack of books that I got last week. So first up, for the By the Hundreds for 200 pages, I'm reading Books of Blood Volume 2, because that has 260 some pages. So Books of Blood 2. For subgenres of choice horror, His Father's Son appears to be some kind of horror thriller, so we are going to choose that. Now I have locked myself into at least 2 books of a series here, and this is actually the first 2 books in the series. I do have them both. So that is, I'm reading for series Staircase Duology, Song of the Dark by Bryn Siddharth. I do have the second book as well. I don't know if it's intended to always be a duology, but for what I'm doing with this, I just have to read 2 consecutive books in a series, and I believe this is just duology, at least at this point. So I did lock myself in with that though. So now the next thing I have to read for this prompt is the second book, wherever the hell that is. Alright, Goodreads Choice Awards. I did find a Goodreads Choice Award winner. The God of the Woods. Here, you can see how beautiful it looks now. Yeah, so God of the Woods did win. I believe it was even last year. So that is a winner there for award season. For the last 10 years, 2015, Mosquitoland did come out in 2015. I did not find one with the musical adaptation. That was another one I skipped. So what I'm doing for adaptations, I'm not watching musical, but I'm going to try and find a book that does have a musical adaptation. Same with like play TV show. Disability Challenge. This one, I think, might be a bit stretching it, but I'm going to read The Man Who Laughs by Victor Hugo. I believe the disability here is like frozen face. That's what I'm calling it. I recently realized that the movie that I haven't seen, but I've been kind of vaguely sure, is not only based on a classic French novel, but one by Victor Hugo. So I'll be reading some Victor Hugo, which is actually very exciting. I'm actually reading a lot of French fiction this round. So, all right, Heritage Month, Disability Pride, Fair Game by Erica Tamar, which this is about well, this actually feels kind of mean, but this is about 3 athletes who sexually assault a girl with a learning disability. So that's what I'm using for Disability Pride, I guess. It worked. Translation, I'm using my French card, The Debacle by Zola. So now I have done Korean and French. So for translation, I still have Japanese and plus 2 other whatever else. For Another World, South America, The Drowned Cities. I know this takes place partially in South America. It is a dystopian, but it's that area, so I'm counting it. For Rainbow, Mostly Orange. So this one, I'm actually reading all first 4 books of the series, but they're in backwards order here because of it's technically a reread, I suppose, just because of that's how it came out. But for Orange, I have City of Fallen Angels. This is Mostly Orange. It means really shitty YA paranormal for all these rainbow ones, I guess. For Quote, I did find one for Quote. It is not the exact version of the verb. The verb is burning, but I did find burn, so I'm counting that. I Books Burn Badly by Manuel Rivas. So next one is gonna be easy because it is, but you know, for spooky creatures, here's my next Mortal Instruments one. We have City of Glass, which has vampires galore. For Become the Avatar, Earth, Stone of Tears. You can see there's some earth on this cover here. I'm doing covers first, then I'm doing title. So this one would actually fit for both, I suppose. For TBR Clear Out, TBR for a Short Time. This one I just grabbed the most recent, the top book, because I'm only doing top book. That's how I have to do this one, is I have to grab from the top to kind of preserve the integrity of these book walls longer. I just grabbed the top one off the most recent TBR stack, and that ended up being City of Ashes. So there's that. For Animal Friends, we've got City of Bones, House Pets, Church. You know how it is. For Queer Alphabet Gay, I'll Give You the Sun. The main male character is gay. So there is that. Then we've got A to Z Challenge. L'Assommoir by Zola. So we don't count articles. The L apostrophe is an article in French. So we are doing not only Hugo, but 2 Zolas. God damn. For BIPOC author, I have The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang, who is Chinese. So this is also a new release, but since I'm not in New I can't use it for that. Also this came first because I was gonna have to go in order. That's kind of my little rules I've given myself. For new releases, I didn't have one. For Challenge Self, Stephen King, I didn't have one. I need Sleeping Beauties. For nonfiction, I have Must You Conform by Robert Lindner, which is literally from the 70s, 60s or 70s, which is like culture writing. It's from the 50s. Goddamn. What should I call this? I am going to call this historical commentary, but no, it's not. I'm going to call it commentary writing. So that's that. And then my last one here, the TBR game, I Need a True Crime. I have The Road to Jonestown. So that is that. That is my next little TBR. Am I super pumped about a lot of these? Not exactly. But we'll see what happens here, you know? Yeah, like I said, I at this point, so I just take top ones off. So what I do is I start over here at my front wall, and because I have 3, and I look at the bottom and I kind of go up, and the first one I run across that fits the prompt, that's the one that I use. So that is that, and I end at the big wall. So I've got the one right next that you can see. I've got one up here. But yeah, and I just take them off the top to, like I said, preserve the integrity of the walls. So yeah, let's see how this round goes here. All right, first pick for round 5. All right, guess we're doing it. Okay, so this is one of those ones that's like technically a reread, but it's from the book wall, so I'm not counting it as a reread. It looks huge, but it's really only 468 pages because all this is notes, and it's like, it's pretty, I mean, like, these pages are not Bible thin or anything. So starting off round 2 with some true crime. I think this one actually fits the prompt for, did I do this for, I don't think I did this for nonfiction. I think I did this for TBR game, which needed a true crime. So that's that. This is actually the start. I think I said it was 26:31 earlier, but it is 26:30. This is where we're sitting right now currently. So Jim Jones Jr., what are you doing here? Hello. So let's talk where we're at now in The Road to Jonestown. I did just get back from a walk where I listened to chapters 9 through 12. The chapters, Wynn writes some very short chapters, particularly for true crime. And he's I think one of the best true crime writers writing right now, to be completely honest. he chooses subjects that are just so, like, he really sinks you into the time period, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of want him to do a West Memphis 3 book, because I'm like, all those other books, this one, Manson, Bonnie and Clyde, they've all been so just, all those stories were stories that could not have happened outside of that time period, and I think that would be cool. But no, I'm enjoying this. It's also very easy to listen to. Like, the narrator is very clear, very factual. I'm not very good at listening to audiobooks. It's not a skill I possess very highly. But this is one of the easiest books to listen to that I've listened to. I've been dipping my toes in, just like when I go on walks. If there's a audiobook of whatever book I'm currently reading on Spotify, I'll listen to it, because it's just you know, I got a lot of books to read. And I walk a lot, so I'm like, if I can use 80 minutes to listen to a book, you know, that's gonna help. But this is, I think, one of the better audiobooks. I mean, it's not like fancy or huge. I think not the best. I think the best audiobook I've listened to so far is the Hamlet one. That was just a full cast play situation, so I'm like, that was more of a radio play than anything. But no, I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. This is a reread, like I've said, but it's been a hot second, and I've got this book long enough ago that I don't have a date in the front, so I'm like, it's been sitting around waiting for me to reread for a while too. So +1. So what? Oh, Jesus Christ! What the heck? There we go. So one thing that's been interesting while reading this is that I have also read what was it called? And then they were gone. I'll put a picture right there. I could just grab it. I'm looking straight at it, but it's a nonfiction book by some teachers who taught a bunch of the teenagers when they were in California, and I'm just kind of seeing if any of that is going to be mentioned. So, like, I'm kind of skipping forward a bit here. San Francisco. I think at some point they get to San Francisco, and I think that's when, if it's mentioned at all, it's going to be that. And so, because I have more background, like, I've already read this book. I mean, you know, I learned the most about Jonestown when I started, when I was listening to Life's podcast on the left pretty religiously. I listened to them a lot in college, late college, particularly early adult life. I still like Last Podcast on the Left and Short. I'm still in I'm in the Mormon series right now. So I'm like way behind. Ben's still around. That's how far behind I am. So I. But either way, that's how I kind of first started learning about Jonestown. But either way, because I now have more background, I'm a little bit more. I'm looking at and thinking about different things. So yeah, no, like I said before, though, this is a very enjoyable true crime novel. I mean, Gwyn, as I said, is so good at writing what he's trying to do, and I'm having a good time here. I don't think I've updated today because there's not much to say. It's a nonfiction book about Jonestown. Trucking along about halfway through. I would like to finish this today. Like I said, like, I've already read this book. I know a lot about Jonestown. I've been listening to it a lot on my walks, so I'm getting like 80 minutes of listening to this book a day. So I hope to finish it today. That would be ideal. My thought is that tonight, maybe after I get all my stuff done, maybe I'll take a book in the bath and finish up whatever I have. I have a bean tortilla. I don't know what to call it. It's not really a burrito, but it's tortilla and beans and cheese in the oven. So I can work a little bit on that while I'm waiting. That's the goal. I do not want to get up, but I did want to update you about Jonestown. The road to Jonestown. The book's over there somewhere. Here's a picture of it. I'm in the home stretch now. I think I'm at about 400 now. I've got like 80 pages left. I'll definitely be able to finish this today. I didn't say this yesterday, but I'll definitely be able to finish it today. And now we're really getting down to it, man. Like, they're in Guyana, and they, you know, they're starting to do the practice white nights, and I'm just like, oh, geez. And then, you know, like this book has the pictures in it, and just that picture of little John Victor Stone, and I'm just like, oh, man. Like, geez. Also, it's giving me plot bunnies, which is, I mean, I'm not writing another first draft until November, but it is giving me plot bunnies. So that's fun. But no, I should be able to finish it soon. After that, we'll see what we read next. I don't know if it's just because this one's taking me a hot second to read, but I'm already fucking bored with her kid. Like, stop, Aurora, stop. But I think that'll be fixed up once we finish this book, which again should happen today. Maybe if I hit 100-pager, then I can finish her up sooner rather than later. But I don't know, I did get some mail, so we do have a +1 to the book wall, because this is, we got my June 30th New Yorker, a bit late, but +1. I believe here I've got 2 DVDs and 1 book, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I got some, my weird little eBay freakout that I had just a bit ago, last week, whenever I did before my started my Mount Everest thing, I started to come in. And with that, it was mostly DVDs. There were a few books in there. This first one here is a DVD. So, let's see which one it is. It looks like a movie. It's not thick enough to be a TV show. Yes. Okay, I did get a DVD of Aristotle and Dante's the Universe, because I needed that movie in my life. So I got that. This one, this is a book. I did also get another +1 to the book wall here, volume 5 of Bleach, because again I decided I'm collecting that. So volume 5, one I didn't have, and then this one, I believe, another DVD. I actually sent out some DVDs in the mailer just like this the other day. So this is a TV show. What the hell is that? Okay. So I get this bubble wrap off here. So it is the first season of Robin Hood BBC, because I had season 2. But it came with these weird little anime trading cards, which I suppose I'll use as bookmarks now. Some of them are a little Sketch City, though. At least the first one is. Come on. Get out of here. That'll do. So I got her. I got this. Oh, this one's cute. Look at him. I got this thing. A Magic the Gathering card. And this. Weird. Okay. I guess I got those. I guess they sent those for free. I'm using them as bookmarks. But there's that. So +2 to the book wall overall. And that is that. Alright, I did finish up this one. That's a reread. Like I was saying, it did give me a lot of plot bunnies. And also, it made me want to purchase a whole bunch of like books and documentaries about Jonestown, which is like not great because I'm still trying to climb Mount Everest here. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ. In my old Goodreads review, I said this isn't my favorite book by Gwen. But I think it is. I went and I changed it. I had it rated at a 4-star. I changed that to a 5. Like, I think it is, and I think I'm going to keep it, honestly. I didn't keep Manson. I never owned the Bonnie and Clyde one. But I did keep them, then they were gone. I think I'm going to keep it, honestly. But I did finish that. So let's see what we're doing next. Let's see. Next up, I hope it's something quick, honestly. This took me a while, and oh, that will be quick. All right, so next up, I'm reading Fair Game by Erica Tamar, which is for Disability Rep. I don't remember if it's for the Heritage Month or if it is just straight one of the 5 disability reps. I think it's for Heritage Month. Let me check my notebook here. It is, yes, it's for Heritage Month for Disability Pride. So that is what I will be reading next. Project. Okay, I did finish up Fair Game. I didn't really update it all during because there's not really much to update about. It's very quick, it's very fast. It's one of those teen books from the 90s. Definitely has definitely aged in some ways. They do describe this teenage girl with a learning disability, with an intellectual disability, in a way you would expect from a book from 1993. It is even straight on the back, so keep in mind. But no, I think it had some interesting things. There are a lot of ways where I wish it would have gone deeper. When I read a book like this from like the 90s, there are ways I wish it would have gone deeper on some of the side characters. We have 3 point of views. We have a point of view from the girl who, I didn't even tell you what this is about. This is about a group of athletes who rape a girl with an intellectual disability. So we have 3 point of views. We have the girl. We have the girlfriend of one of the boys, who's kind of the main character, and then we have the boy who left before things got started. He's like, I'm not touching this, and he just leaves. And I wish we would have like the girlfriend was kind of the main character. I wish we would have gotten more from the boy who said, I'm not touching this. I wish we got more from some of the other side characters. Like there was a different boy who ended up getting targeted because he told the principal because they wanted him to like film it and they want her to come back, and I wish we would have gotten more about him. I wish we would have gotten maybe his perspective. I don't know, it just felt like LJ, the Laura Jean, the main girlfriend girl, I felt like she got a lot of really good development. There's not so much like Joe Lopez, the athlete who's like, no thank you. Not really much. I'm gonna say 3.5. And then let's see what we are doing next. Next is going to be, let's see. Oh God, no. Shit. Okay. Next is Stone of Tears, but very good kind. Oh dear God, it's 982 pages long. Hi. I just bought like 25 fucking books. So here's the thing. So I don't even know why it happened. Honestly, I just kind of like blanked out, and there I was, book outlet cart, 20 books deep. And then I'm like, well, they don't have The Sluts by Dennis Cooper, which I've been wanting to read. So then I go on Amazon, and then I was good. I left Amazon. I went on bookshop.org. And then I dug around a little bit, and I found a couple other things. And I'm just like, what the fuck, Aurora? You see, I closed my shame away in these closets, and then I made it worse. One thing I did need don't mind this, I'm getting ready to exercise. So I'm getting my TV going on. Okay, I'm gonna leave this room. So I don't know. Obviously Mount Everest didn't work. I thought it would. I was kind of excited about it. I need to like make a fucking pact with the book. I don't even know. I gotta think on this. And then never tell anybody about it, because whenever I tell anybody about any of this shit, I don't know, I want to make it more like, so I've been trying to be healthier, but I'm not like doing, you know, I'm more just trying to eat what I want to eat. I'm not eating candy anymore. I'm not really drinking soda. I'm maybe like 1 a week. And I'm doing a lot more exercising. So then I think what it would be then would be, I suppose, a lot more reading. And books are now, like my sweets, all what I'm trying to do for sweets is only eat sweets that I've made. So maybe the only books are going to be books that I make. I don't know. Fuck, man. I don't even, God, I'm going to do. So unfortunately, I'm going to be ending this vlog a bit prematurely. So if I want to be stop being so fucking anal about things, what is I'm rebelling against how like strict I am about stuff. Means we are no longer tracking the size of the book wall. I mean, I've got my spreadsheet, but should I stop with the book wall spreadsheet? I might stop with the book wall spreadsheet. I've had this book wall spreadsheet for so long. I think I'm going to stop with the book wall spreadsheet. I'm not going to focus on how many books I have, what books I have. I'm just going to know that I have a lot of books. I'm going to stop purchasing them. And I'm going to read them. I'm going to stop updating the book wall spreadsheet. goodbye for the last time on this vlog series. I did make it 5. I did make it to 5. The book wall won though, and now I'm just living in peace with the book.